So we've all seen the GTA 6 trailer. It looks fantastic. It looks stupid. Just like absolutely insane. But one of the other things that's kind of interesting about GTA 6 trailer 2 is that it showcases a lot of pretty amazing tech, a lot of absolutely crazy things that people are like, there's no way this is real. Like, there's no way that, like, you know, the sweat dripping down his back is real. There's no way. Like, as he walks, watch the tricep. Okay, not just the sweat dripping down, but watch the tricep. You've never looked so close at a man's tricep before. You're going to see the muscle tense as his arm extends and then loosen as it bends, okay? You see that? That little crease? No crease there. He flexes the tricep and then you get the divide in the muscle. It's insane. Crazy attention to detail, okay? Funnily enough, yeah, Orange Theory life. Yeah, exactly. Funnily enough, this is tech that they initially put into Red Dead Redemption 2 for the horses. You remember when horses were walking and the muscles would flex and shift? Apparently this is flex. The muscles would move and flex as the horse moved. They've now brought that same tech into GTA 6. And it's all over the place. There's tons of crazy, impressive things going on here. And interestingly enough, there's also a collection of patents that we can look at to see a lot of these things. 6C over on X has this with a collection of some of the patents that Rockstar has filed over the last handful of years that are now presumably and potentially being implemented into GTA 6. So I recommend you go check out this full thread. But what's interesting is here, realistic fluids. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Realistic fluids for the win. This system simulates fluids like sweat running down your back, blood soaking into your clothing, or rain splashing and dripping. It computes everything in 2D for speed, then maps it to 3D sources and scenes. High realism, low performance cost, dynamic grime, weather effects, stains, confirmed. And you can actually pull up the patent and read through how it works. It's wild. As you can see, initially it was filed in 2018. And these are all sorts of like some of the early developmental things that they were doing to actually put this into the game. Way less exciting when you see it here, but when you see it in the trailer, it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting indeed. The second one, supercharged pathfinding. This system breaks the world into a giant graph of movement nodes, guiding NPCs and cars through complex maps with far better precision. AI can now navigate alleys, so those can actually have people moving through them. Sidewalks, chaotic scenes more naturally, and can react to your character more dynamically. We've seen a small example of that in the trailer, like in the beach scenes, for example. And you can see this patent that was filed back in 2021 breaks down how this works with all the different variable nodes and how they can shift and change as time goes by. And I mean, one thing that has to be mentioned here is I don't like patenting gameplay systems, okay? Viscous indeed. Yes, hell yeah, realistic fluids for the win. I don't like patenting gameplay systems. I think it's crazy. It's ridiculous. I honestly don't know how you could possibly enforce a patent like this because, like, again, how do you patent like a gameplay nodes for AI systems? I honestly don't know how you could possibly do that. And then like you're going to sue a company that does it. The invention claimed is a computer implemented method for virtual navigation in a road network of a gaming environment, the road network of the game environment being represented by low-level graph comprising one or more low-level nodes joined by links. The method comprising generating the low-level graph of the road network of the gaming environment, a course graph of the road gaming environment, determining using the course graph of the road network of the gaming environment, a path from the start node to the target node wherein the path comprises course graph nodes, and generating from said path comprising course graph nodes, a full route from the start node to the target node wherein the full route encompasses low-level nodes. Okay. So like they're just gonna, this is like those connect the dots games you played when you were waiting at the restaurant at like Cracker Barrel, you know, when you're waiting for your food as a 3-year-old and you're connecting all the dots to make a shape. It's basically how this works, but like you have the NPC here and then the destination is here and then they chart out the path that they walk to. As far as I understand it, that's been in games for a long time, but apparently this is something more revolutionary, so make of that what you will. This is more interesting, especially after we talked about Star Citizen earlier. Seamless multiplayer transitions, okay? Filed by Rockstar San Diego, specifically. This enables players to move across the map without server switches or loading. The system merges and splits sessions dynamically, meaning one big GTA Online world. This could open for some seriously massive multiplayer lobbies. And the reason I say this is interesting specifically in the context of Star Citizen is because Star Citizen has also done similar tech like this where they're able to do seamless merging of nodes and things without people noticing. They break it up into what they call shards. It's a whole thing. But this allegedly will allow you to have a massive server that is seamless. So there's no loading from this area to this area to this area. All of the instances are kind of shared together, or at least a group of them. Realistically, this doesn't mean that you're going to have 1 million people on one map. It means that you could have a map full of 500 players, and that would normally be split across like 10 servers, but now it's seamlessly connected. So you could have servers that are way larger, which for us doing like community events could be super cool. If we had like the Luke Stevens live server and it's for the community, and we could have everybody, if we're playing it on stream, you could have hundreds of people who are also in chat in here. That could be super, super cool. So interesting development there. Terrain light that reacts to you. A rendering upgrade to handle footprints in sand or snow with real-time ambient lighting and dynamic surface response. You shoot a street lamp, the world reacts in real time, making you less visible. You walk in sand and mud and you leave visible footprints. Again, this is something that's been in games previously, and this patent was originally filed in 2019 using pictures and examples from Red Dead Redemption 2. But it seems like this is specifically, if you go into it, where's the text? Yeah, the trail map of the given location with the gaming environment wherein updating utilizes stored record, wherein the updating is based on determined dynamic terrain type. Basically, they want to have actual physical alteration of the terrain instead of just like textures and normal maps and things like that. Again, I'm surprised that this is patented because it seems like this has been in games for a long time. I remember seeing the trailers and stuff for Assassin's Creed 3 with that snow deformation, and I thought that was revolutionary at the time. But still, Dirk says patents are about how, not the what. So you can have multiple patents about the same thing if they do that thing differently. And I think what I'm trying to say is I don't know how they enforce a patent unless they know how that other company is doing it. Like maybe there's ways where they do the sand deformation and the sand tracking and stuff so uniquely that it would be very clear if like Ubisoft started doing the same thing. But I do wonder how they differentiate it. But either way, mainly for this video, this is just interesting to see that they've been developing this tech. This has been in the works for years, and they actually went so far as to patent some of it. There are many more that they give examples of other tech advancements that we could probably hunt down and find. There were some patents I remember us looking at previously that had to do with tracking more NPCs at a given time, which is believable. I mean, you look at this screenshot right here. There's cars driving by over here. There's a helicopter over there. There's cars all the way in the background, all the way over there. Okay. Like all over the place. There's NPCs and the game has to be processing the AI of those in this bus too. This is also crazy. Look how many NPCs are in the bus. There's also a police, they're having a shootout arresting a guy, but look how many people are in that bus. Each one of those has to be simulated. Each one of those characters has to be considered. It's wild. Bye-bye FPS. That's why they're locking it at 30. That's why they're locking it at 30. But there's crazy tech being presented here. And, this is why I've been like, hey, if they need to delay it a year, they got to delay it a year. But games like this push the industry forward and raise the bar and the standards, which is good for the broader industry. Hopefully performance is good, but we'll see. Rockstar historically has done a really good job polishing, and I think that's why they're taking their time. Having said that, the broader point of like actually patenting things having to do with game design, again, I don't like it, but these patents are years old and they are locked and loaded. So we're just kind of stuck, and it doesn't matter if I like it, they're doing it anyways. But yeah.